Jon Jones says he's willing to fight on the White House card, and it does not have to be for the belt, and it does not have to be a main event. That's a big statement. It's a big statement because it's just speaking to the willingness and the sincerity of Jon Jones. And as I understand it, that's the one thing that Dana White called into question. Hey, can I trust you? Hey, can I count on you to fight? If you say that you'll do something, do I know for sure that that's going to happen? It could rain. It could snow. The weather could be, so on and so forth. The opponent can change. You, as a variable, can I keep you as a constant? And I think that Jon's saying, yeah, as a matter of fact, I don't even have to main event, and I don't even have to fight for the belt. I think that it's interesting. I think that it's positive in Jon's direction. And that whole weight class right now has everybody just kind of confused. I mean, I guess we're doing Tom versus Surreal. Nobody asked to see Tom versus Surreal the first time. It ends in a fugazi way of which you can easily market and repackage and put out there to the point that it would make a degree of sense. The only problem with doing Tom versus Surreal is Tom hasn't asked to fight Surreal, the guy who gouged him in the eyes, and Surreal has not asked to fight Tom, the guy who refused to continue a fight after he was poked in his eyes. And neither one of them is going to change that between now and whatever time that we all have to put up with this fight. Neither one of them is going to come out and make an interesting claim for he is going to pay because he gouged my eyes, or he is going to pay and he's not even tough enough to fight after I poked him in his eye. Neither one's going to do anything. Okay, fine. Just fine. The only compelling storyline is Jon versus Aspinall, because it's to the point that Jon turned down the money, retired from the sport, second-guessed the whole thing, returned to the sport, re-entered the pool, of which does not have him ranked, which leads any reasonable person to believe that he is currently in a violation of the drug testing procedure. And so then people, okay, because he doesn't want it, that's the one that we want. The problem with that storyline is that Alex Pereira has come in and said that I will vacate, relinquish, or return to my own belt at a later date after I stop off at heavy for a super match with you, Jon Jones. Now, to put Alex Pereira in a fight in the UFC on any card and not put him in the main event, you better have one hell of a good explanation. I mean, you better have one heck of an idea if you're going to put Alex Pereira, a reigning world champion, not at the top of the bill. And quite frankly, if you're fighting him at the White House, the main event needs to be for the belt. The main event needs to be for a belt. It would seem. It would just seem very difficult as a promoter and organization to say, hey, listen, I'm going to come out, I'm going to bring you my absolute best and brightest. My best foot, I'm going to put it forward. This is the best. I put my career, I put my name on this event, and then not do a belt. They go, I got a fight that's bigger than the belts. I'm not saying that it's not possible to have a fight that's bigger than the belts. Jon and Alex Pereira is that very thing. What I'm saying is it's tough to explain that. It's tough to explain that, hey, that belt thing, it's really not that important. Put that over here. Let's just bring these two guys out. That's the part of it where it becomes a little bit complicated, and that's the part of it that I just don't think is going to happen. I believe that there is going to be a title up that night, which is where it wouldn't allow Jon and Alex. Now, I also forgive Jon. I don't know what happened behind the scenes, but I forgive Jon. He said he was sorry. He asked for an apology, or offered an apology. He's now showing his sincerity to that apology by saying it doesn't have to be a main event, it doesn't have to be for a title, I just want on that card. Okay, that all sounds pretty good. At some point, if you wanted to call a guy's bluff, just to make sure, you know, we call it earnest. In business, you have to put up your earnest money. It means if you're going to make an offer and you're going to make me waste my time and go look at this, and we both got to do our due diligence, I need to know that you are earnest, that you're serious. So put up $100,000, non-refundable, or it goes towards the payment should you close. If you wanted to make Jon show that he's earnest, You allow him to fight Alex Pereira, and you even let it be for a title, and you even make it the main event. You just make him cut down to 205 pounds. Problem solved. 100% of the problem is solved. And Jon isn't much bigger now than when he was fighting at light heavyweight. Jon walked around about 228, just a little bit south of 230. Completely out of shape. Just when he walked around, that was just as big as his body got. And now that's closer to 240. But that's just walking around and completely out of shape. Jon Jones is about 240. 242, wakes up at 238 on certain days. I mean, do you understand? Just to put that in perspective for you, that is 6 pounds less than Alex Pereira weighs right now. I don't want to come in and try to dismiss, well, if he wants it, he would just cut, like weighing 240, then getting to 205. I'm not trying to dismiss that is a big commitment. I'm sharing for you that it would not be an unreasonable request by the other side to say, look, it sounds like you've identified your opponent, Alex Pereira, and it sounds like your opponent has identified you, which is a problem that we had in Jon's last couple of opponents. Getting Jon to say, yes, I want Francis, and getting Francis to say, yes, I want Jon at the same time while they're both under contract simply never happened. Getting Jon to say yes to Aspinall and Aspinall to say yes to Jon when they were both healthy and under contract at the same time is something that just simply didn't happen. We've got Jon, we've got Alex, they both agreed. Now, Alex, in an attempt to show how sincere he was, said, I'll even come up to heavyweight. Alex does not want to go fight at heavyweight. He is doing the same thing that Jon's doing. He's showing how sincere he is into wanting this match, to the fact that he will do the match and he will even do it at heavyweight. And I think we're real close. I think we're real close here. But, if we're looking at this like chess and not checkers, if we're looking down the road, there is a big problem called Gable Steveson. If we're going to bring Gable Steveson over, but he and Jon are refusing right up front to fight one another. They're pretending to be friends. We don't have to deal with that problem if we just have them at different weight classes. And whatever point there was for Jon to prove at heavyweight, I think that he's proved it. I don't think there's been a heavyweight, any one of them, that can take that belt off that guy. And you have Alex Pereira, which is very interesting. I think that everything here makes sense. I think everything here works, except for the one thing that nobody's discussing, which is that Jon fight Alex Pereira for the belt at 205 pounds. Why is that not the leading story?